And we're back with some more Hamilton Tigers franchise mode in FHM 11. And in the last one, we went through up to the trade deadline of year number 4. And here we are, currently 25, 40, and 3. And we got a couple of moves to make. First, we're shopping Ilya Mikheyev. We can get a 4th back for him from Colorado. He is not doing well this year. $6.4 million salary, only 7 points in 41 games played. That is a huge drop off from last season's 57 points in 78 games played. And he's just not doing well overall. So we are going to be shipping him out to Colorado. Accept offer. There you go. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call up Matthew Soto. 2-star ability, 2-star potential, 22 years of age. I don't think there's much use in leaving him down there in the AHL. So we may as well give him a chance and see what he's about at the NHL level. And then only one more trade to make. It is with the Pittsburgh Penguins. We are going to be sending Anthony Beauvillier, if I can find him, there he is, with 50% of his salary retained. We are also going to be sending Luka Radivojevich. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why are you trading a defensive prospect? Well, the player we're getting back is indeed a defensive prospect. Much better than Luka Radivojevich at that. And actually, we'll be getting 2 players back. We'll be getting Olivier Nadeau, 3-star ability right winger, 25 years of age, a good replacement for Mikheyev. And we will also be getting Sam Dickinson, 21 years of age, 3-star ability, 3-star potential, pretty good offensive category. With that offensive read at 17, puck handling at 17, balance at 19, and just very well-rounded. Defensive category is a bit weak, so definitely an offensive defenseman here. But that's more or less the same kind of build as Luka Radivojevich. So when you compare Radivojevich and Dickinson, Dickinson comes out on top in basically every category here. Not to mention Dickinson can play for us right now, as obviously he does have the significant advantage in current ability at that 3-star ability. Radivojevich only a 1-star ability, and they're the same age. Obviously, we're going to have to add a little bit more to this as they will likely not accept this offer. So we're going to be sending a 2nd from Seattle, New Jersey's 4th, and Seattle's 4th, and that will do it, as that is an accepted offer by the Pittsburgh Penguins. So Anthony Beauvillier at 50% of his salary retained, Luka Radivojevich, a 2nd and a 4th from Seattle, and then a 4th from New Jersey in this year's draft in exchange for Olivier Nadeau and Sam Dickinson. Offer trade finalized. There it is. That is a big trade for your Hamilton Tigers, and we just got that much younger by moving out the veteran Mikheyev and bringing in Nadeau and Dickinson. I unfortunately couldn't find a trade that I liked for Colton, so we're going to be hanging on to him for right now, but I will continue exploring trade options for him once the offseason begins. Let's see what our lines now look like. You have Nadeau on the first line with Ryabkin now. Soto seeing some 4th line time with Savoie and LeBanc. Why is Savoie on the 4th line? Probably because of fitness, right? Yeah, 59%. And then you have Sam Dickinson on the first defensive pairing with Nemetz. And then is there anyone I want to re-sign prior to the end of the season? Yeah, I think we'll re-sign Kaliev, Nadeau, Dickinson, probably Greig. I don't know about Hoglander, but definitely these 4 up here. Kaliev through Greig, so I'll get that done now. Kaliev wants $6 million. What's he currently making? 4.3. Yeah, I mean, we can afford it. We're only at 72 mil on the salary cap right now. Then again, Kaliev, Goudreau, and Moser are all on the injury list. So taking that into consideration, this is a good 10 mil right here on the injury list. So I don't think we have too much room to work with, unfortunately. So you know what? I'll at the very least prioritize Dickinson and Nadeau since we just traded for them. Dickinson wants 2.7 for 4 years. I will definitely do that. And I couldn't really take him down much. So we're just going to go with 2.7 for 4 years, the mid offer. And then Nadeau, he wants 2.3 for 3 years. We'll definitely do that as well. And I managed to get him down to 2.24. So we'll submit that to him. And actually, I didn't even get into Nadeau's stats. He's currently got 44 points on the season and 66 games played. So he's had quite the breakout year so far this year, especially when compared to last year, only 11 points in 51 games played. And so we'll see what he can do on your Hamilton Tigers. But for right now, just given the status of our salary cap situation, I will make a decision on Greig and Kaliev later. So that being done, I think we could advance to the end of year number 4. Oh man, we are losing a lot right now. Yeah, we've lost all but 1 game so far in March. Yeah, I don't think Don Granato is coming back next season. It's been very rough going with him this year. So I think we'll ride him out to the end of the season, but I don't think he's coming back. Next year's a big year for this team. We gotta start showing some actual improvement, you know? Just given how long it's been now. We're on year number 4 now, heading into year number 5. And, you know, we've acquired a lot of young players at this point, so I would like to start seeing some progress, some results towards all the building we've been doing. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like Mr. Don Granato's the man for the job. I mean, I know we don't exactly have the best roster here, but, you know, we should at least be doing something respectable at this point. All right, we're at the end of the season, but we are at 24 players on the roster right now since Kaliev just came back from injury. So I'm going to send down Pedersen since he's 31. Doesn't really have much of a future on this team. So won't bother me if he gets claimed. I mean, we're probably not re-signing Hoglander just because he hasn't been too great, to be honest. 17 points last year, 19 points this year. So that's an additional 3 mil off the books. So we might be able to afford Greg and Kaliev now that I think about it. But we're definitely going to have to make some adjustments over the offseason. I mean, we were going to do that regardless, right? It's definitely not an ideal team. Anyway, we're here at the end of the regular season, 30, 47, and 5. Good enough for 32nd in the league. So not quite last, but still pretty bad. I mean, the good news is we're the best expansion team right now. Cleveland, Portland, and Houston all there below us, and then the Islanders being the odd man out. But overall, not a good season as a team, as expected, right? But we need to start making some progress going into next season. So leading the team in points is Olivier Nadeau with 55. He got 10 of them, or 11 of them rather, with us. 10 of them were goals. The sniper, Olivier Nadeau. Then you have Newhook with 52, Kaliev with 48, 47 for Marchenko, 46 for Lundqvist and Savoie, 44 for Greg, 41 for Ryabkin. So that's a solid rookie season for him. Hopefully he can build off it next year. And he's at a 3-star ability now, so he's progressing nicely. Yep, everything going up there in physical ratings. Mental ratings slowly getting better. Offensive ratings, yep, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Liking what I'm seeing out of Ryabkin. Passing up to an 18 now. Defensive ratings also getting up there. Positioning going from 13 to 15. Like to see that. Face-offs going from 16 to 17. Love to see that. And then you have Colton, Dickinson, and Nemetz with 33. Dickinson had 5 points for us in 14 games played. Heinen with 30. Ferraro with 23. Gleason with 22. Mahura with 21. 19 for Hoglander and Pedersen. 18 for Messar. 11 for LeBanc. 8 from Mosier and Edvinson. And then 2 for Goudreau and Soto. And then in goal, you have Montebo with a 903 save percentage in 68 games played, and Lindgren with a 912 in 24 games played. Then let's quickly check out the team stats, and then we'll move on to see who wins the Stanley Cup. So goals for per game, we are 32nd in the league with a 2.79. Goals against per game, we are 34th in the league with a 3.66. Face-offs, we're 23rd in the league with a 49.5. Power play, we're 35th in the league with a 12.5. That's brutal. And penalty kill, we're 30th in the league with a 76.7. Yep. that is rough stuff there. So I think with that being done, let's see who wins the Stanley Cup. Oh, Marcus Pedersen claimed by Seattle. That's all right. I mean, I knew he had a chance of getting claimed, but we did have players coming back from injury, and we needed to free up a roster space in order to continue the simulation. And obviously he's 31, so not too big of a part of the future of this team. So that's not too devastating there. And your 2027-28 Stanley Cup champions are the New Jersey Devils. This is their 4th championship, last one in 2003. Playoffs winning goal scored by Jack Hughes. They went through Tampa, Philly, Toronto, and LA. So a rematch from the 2012 Stanley Cup final, and New Jersey comes out on top this time. And it looks like they went down 3-1 at first, and they came back to win in 7. So there you go, a very interesting rematch. What is that, 16 years later? All right, yeah, we definitely have to re-sign Greg and Kaliev. Both of them were very good for us this year. 44 points for Greg, 62 grade, 136 hits. He's exactly the type of player I like. And then Kaliev with 48 points, 63 grade, 67 hits. So he's not much of a hitter, but he does get those points for you. Got that 19 getting open. Really like that. So Kaliev, what do you want? 6.1 for 3 years. And then what does Greg want? 4.7. I'll definitely do that for Greg. All right. Could only get him down to 4.64 for 3 years. So we will do that. And as for Kaliev, 5.3. And I managed to get him down to 5.65 for 3 years. So we will do that for him. And I think Hoglander is getting released. Edvinson, what does he want? 2.4 for 3 years. I'll qualify him. Mahura, 4.2. Now you can get released. Goudreau, going to release. Comrie, Lindgren, and Burrows all getting released as well. So there you go. Greg and Kaliev have re-signed. And now let's make our way up to the NHL awards. And time for the awards ceremony. For the Ted Lindsay, you have Connor McDavid, who had 122 points on the season. Then for the Art Ross and Maurice Richard, you have Austin Matthews, 63 goal season for 137 points. For the Lady Byng, you have Nick Schmaltz of Utah, 82 points on the season for him. 3 consecutive 80-point seasons. Then the Bill Masterton, you have Andrei Kuzmenko of Boston. He had a total of 84 points this season between Colorado and Boston. And for the Mark Messier Leadership Award, you have Jamie Benn of Dallas, who is now 38 years of age and 28 points on the season in 78 games played. And then for the Jennings, you have Jeremy Swayman, who had a 912 save percentage in 68 games played for Boston. And for the Hart, between McDavid, Matthews, and Hughes, it is Connor McDavid. For the Conn Smythe, it is Jack Hughes with 33 points in 27 games played. For the Calder, between Matvei Gryden, Marek Vanacker, and Ivan Ryabkin, it is Matvei Gryden of Calgary, 78 points. Yeah, Ryabkin didn't really stand a chance there. And for the Norris, between Roman Josi, Quinn Hughes, and Morgan Riley, it is Quinn Hughes with 88 points in 82 games played. For the Selke, between Joel Eriksson-Ek, Joe Veleno, and John Beecher, Joel Eriksson-Ek of Minnesota, 85 points in 82 games played. For the Vezina, between Linus Ullmark, Andrei Vasilevsky, and Yaroslav Askarov, it is Yaroslav Askarov of San Jose with a .919 save percentage and 5 shutouts in 74 games played. GM of the Year, between Ron Francis, Daryl Metcalf, and Brad Treliving, it is Daryl Metcalf of Ottawa. And for the Jack Adams, between Martin St. Louis, Spencer Carberry, and Craig Berube, it is Spencer Carberry of Ottawa. And now we are on June 23rd, so let's see whose signing deadlines are coming up. You have Tjarland, Nemetz, Murnieks, and Bucher. So let's see how they're all doing. Tjarland currently at a half-star ability, 3-star potential, 20 years of age. He had some good stats this year, 920 save percentage in 25 games played. How's he developing? Very slowly, but you know what? He still has potential, and he's still pretty young, so we will sign him. Adam Nemetz at a 2-star ability currently, 3-star potential, definitely got to sign him. Dane Bucher, 1-star ability currently, 55 points in 54 games played. That is roughly the same as each of the past 3 years. And we will sign him. There you go. And then Murnieks, what's he done? 71 points in 64 games played at the 70 grade. That is roughly the same as the past 4 years. So he has seemingly reached his ceiling, at least in the USHL. So let's see what he can do in likely the AHL. I'm going to say that's where he's going to start. And then you have, oh my goodness, Viggo Bjork, 3-star ability, 5-star potential. Those ratings are looking phenomenal. Yeah, I think he is definitely ready now. Meet demand, ask for a response, submit offer. There you go. And Anton Frundell, who is 2.5-star ability now, 3.5-star potential. Got some good ratings in there. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of him. 46 points last year in the KHL in 66 games played, 69 grade. Yeah, Frundell, he can come over as well. There you go. Submit offer. And McCarney, what do I want to do about him? I think he could use another year in college. He had 38 points this year in 44 games played, 72 grade. So he's certainly not bad. He's certainly NHL serviceable, but I think letting him cook over there in college will be to his benefit. Then Ivor Stenberg, let's see. I mean, he's certainly capable offensively. Kind of wish his strength was a bit higher. He definitely improved this year. 44 points compared to 28 the year before in the SHL. I don't know. I think I'll leave him unsigned. I'll let him cook for 1 more year. Nemetz, we already approached with an offer, and then everybody else can stay unsigned. And here we are on the last day of the 2027-28 season. We had no positive categories, all the negative categories, and a longevity bonus of 3, meaning our total season score is 3. Total career score 33, and no points, unfortunately. All right, we're in need of a new assistant coach for the offensive coach, so we're going to sign Jeff Taylor here, as our previous offensive coach retired. So there you go. Jeff Taylor in as the new offensive coach. And now we're going to have to look for a new head coach. I think the winner here has got to be Luke Richardson, because we don't really know what kind of team we are yet, right? So I don't think I want to go for either strictly offensive or defensive. We'll know once we have all of our, young players coming in and coming into their own to figure out what kind of team we are. But in the meantime, I think having a standard preference coach would be ideal. He's got the physical preference as well, and then balanced everywhere else. Got some good coaching ratings in there: 17 coaching goalies, 19 defense, 13 for forwards, 15 for prospects, 16 for defensive and offensive skills, 19 for physical training. I was looking at Rod Brindamore. The only thing I don't like about him is the passive line matching. He also has the balanced physical preference, and I do prefer the physical preference. So I think Luke Richardson is the winner here, and we'll go for 2 seasons. So there you go. Luke Richardson, now the head coach of your Hamilton Tigers, and hopefully he provides a fresh perspective for our guys here. And now let's see what we need. In goal, we have Montebo. I'm going to send down Tjarland to the AHL, so we need a goaltender who is at least serviceable as a backup. On defense, you have 6, and then at forward, that is definitely more than 12. So I'm going to send down Bucher to the AHL, Murnieks, Adam Nemetz can go down, and Kevin LeBanc can also go down. So that right there is 13, so we're good in terms of numbers. So we really just need 1 defenseman and then 1 goaltender. Well, technically 2. I do want to get a 3rd stringer. So 2 goaltenders and 1 defenseman. I think we'll get Arturs Silovs here. He's a 2-star ability, asking for a minimum deal, so we'll definitely give that to him. Then I think I'll also approach Jackson Stauber, 2-star ability, 2-star potential, 29 years of age. He hasn't played the NHL before, so may as well give him a chance. I just don't want to spend too much on goaltending. And I think as a 7th defenseman, I'll go after Dylan Sandberg. 23 points last year in 68 games played with Winnipeg, 62 grade. He does want 3 years though. I'm going to try to take him down to 1. 2.35 for 1 year. He really wants that 3 years. Oh, 2.05 for 2 years. Okay, that'll work. So now we're going to advance to the draft lottery and see where we're picking. Here we go. Time for the draft lottery. At number 20, you have Florida, followed up by Vegas, Utah, St. Louis, Detroit, Nashville, Washington, the Islanders, Carolina, Vancouver, Chicago, Vegas, Calgary, the Rangers, Columbus, and we move up. Cleveland at number 5. Number 4, you have Portland, followed up by Houston, and your Hamilton Tigers at number 1, followed up by the Islanders at number 2. There you go. So we got the first overall pick in the upcoming draft. So here we are at the 2028 draft. Let's see who we are taking first overall. Of the guys that are 4-star potential, there are 2 who are 1.5-star ability in Maddox Schultz and Love Lundborg. We definitely need defensive prospects, so I think Lundborg might be the automatic pick here. His personality is decent. His mental ratings are a bit all over the place. Strength is a bit low. Last year he had 26 points in 36 games played, 71 grade, 54 hits. So definitely seems to be a hitter. 15 positioning. Yeah, I mean, he seems like a good pick. It's unfortunate there's no 4.5-star or 5-star potentials here in this draft. Let's see, let's sort by ability. Yeah, there's no 2-star abilities either. Let's see, let's sort by defenseman. I'm pretty sure I'm taking a defenseman with this pick because we have a lot of forwards at this point. And as far as forwards go, there's no one who's really, jumping out to me as an automatic first overall pick. I mean, Maddox Schultz does seem interesting, don't get me wrong. He's definitely, I think he'll be a good player, but we really need defensemen right now. And since there's not a definitive first overall pick, I think it's got to be one of these 4. Either Lundborg, Anderson, Dane, or Koch. Yeah, I don't think it'll be Koch. He's going to be a project. He's going to take minimum 4 or 5 years, I would say. Dane is definitely ahead of Koch, in my opinion, but his physical ratings are not very good. Anderson honestly looks like more or less the same kind of player as Lundborg, except worse. So I think, yeah, Lundborg's probably the pick here. Why is his role a screener? His role is a screener for whatever reason as a defenseman. But yeah, I think he's got to be the pick. I mean, Liam Pugh is the supposed first overall pick as projected by the mock draft. And he does look pretty good, I will say. But we just don't really need a winger right now, because we have obviously Viggo Bjork, who is looking phenomenal. You have Eli McCarney, who looks to be developing well. You have Anton Frondell as well. Then not to mention at center, you have Ryabkin, you have Stenberg. So we have plenty of forwards, but not really much in terms of future star defensemen here, Yeah, welcome to the Hamilton Tigers. Love Lundborg with the first overall pick. Now there's only one 3.5-star potential left. Dominic Oberholzer. Oberholzer. He is a goaltender, only a 1/2-star ability currently. See his career stats. He had a good game this past season. Literally only one game, 966 save percentage. And it seems the top 3 prospects right now are all goalies. Yeah, I may as well just take Oberholzer. It's not like there's a first-round pick right now anyway. So Oberholzer, welcome to the Hamilton Tigers. So let's simulate up to the 3rd round. And more goaltenders. Goddins, Kazantsev, and Falbo are 3 of the 4 top remaining players. Oh man, what a name. Enzo. That's so long. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 letters in the last name. Wow. That is a very long last name. My goodness. Is he a real player? Yeah, I believe he is a real player as he first started in 2024-25. Let's see. I need to search this now. Enzo Di Menicantonio. Man, that is yep, he is indeed a real player. That is quite the last name. And you know what? He's not bad either. He's not bad. He is not bad at all. 68 points this past year in 64 games played, 66 grade. Yeah, I would say he's one of the best skaters available at this point. So sure, why not? Enzo Di Domenicantonio. We're gonna need a nickname for this guy for sure. Welcome to the Hamilton Tigers. And with the next pick, I will take Adam Andel. 1/2-star ability, 2.5-star potential. Certainly got a ways to go, but at this point in the draft, not gonna be too picky here. So Adam Andel, welcome to the Hamilton Tigers. And we're down to 2.5-star potentials left. Jonathan Winter and Jimmy Giroux. Jonathan Winter performs better under pressure. Like that about him. Unfortunately, he seems to be a bit of a project. I'll take him anyway. Jonathan Winter, welcome to the Hamilton Tigers. And then Giroux was taken, so we're down to the 2-star potentials. think with this next pick, we'll take Yannick Yagi. Certainly quite the name. This is a draft of the names here. So Yannick Yagi, welcome to the Hamilton Tigers. And with our last pick in the 7th round, we will take Mikhailo Hordienko, who's a 6'4" center, definitely a defensive center, 15 positioning already. So I do like that about him. Let's take Mikhailo Hordienko. Welcome to the Hamilton Tigers. And that should just about do it for the draft. New achievement, trust your scouts. With the #1 overall pick, draft a player who was not predicted to be #1 in the mock draft. Given the quality of this draft, that wasn't exactly too tough of a decision to make. So, I mean, there you go. Lev Lomborg, now a member of your Hamilton Tigers. We'll see how he develops over the course of the next year or two. And there you go. We have signed all the players we have approached in free agency: Stauber, Sandberg, and Seelovs. And inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame this year are Doug Waite, Sergei Gonchar, Matthew Schneider, and Patrice Bergeron. And here is our prospect tournament roster. In goal, you have Oberholzer and Ravensbergen. On defense, you have Lundborg, Mertka, Hakansen, Cochlear, Hayden, and Winter. And then at forward, you have Bjork, who's still considered a prospect with that 3-star ability, so he's going to be dominating this tournament, I would imagine. McCarney, Frundell, Stenberg, Nemetz, Bucher, Frollo, Gastrin, Marsh, Murniaks, Horiachka, and D. Domenicantonio. All right, let's get a look at the prospects tournament. We won all 5 games, I would imagine. No small part thanks to Mr. Vigo Bjork. Goal scored by Owen Hayden, Radim Mertka, and Anton Frundell in the 3-0 victory over Anaheim. 4-2 win over Edmonton with the goals by Stenberg, Lundborg, McCarney, and McCarney. So no Vigo Bjork yet on the score sheet, at least in terms of goals. Then you have a 4-1 win over Colorado with goals by Winter, Frollo, Stenberg, and Bjork. There's his first goal of the tournament. 3-0 win over the Islanders with goals by Gastrin, Cochlear, and Murniaks. And then a 3-2 win over Tampa with goals by Nemetz, Frundell, and Cochlear. So Vigo Bjork not as dominant goal-wise as I thought he would be, but still, we won all 5 games. So now let's simulate through the preseason and see how all of our young guys do. Oh man, Kirill Marchenko's not having great success as of late when it comes to intervening in clicks. Just tried that again, and unfortunately he is not very well liked right now. His personality is alright. It's not like he's unliked himself. It's just I guess they don't like his leadership, or maybe they don't like what he's saying. I don't know. He's got a 15 leadership rating, so he's at least competent at it. Oh boy, Marchenko starting out the year with yet another injury. He had the same thing last year where he was out for 1 to 2 months due to an injury, and unfortunately it has happened yet again, this time with a strained ACL, as he had that injury at the start of last preseason right there. So let's move him to the injury list. It seems Kaliev is also out for 1 to 2 weeks. He should be back for the start of the regular season, I would imagine, or at least a few games in, but still to the injury list he goes, and we're going to have to call up a forward here. It seems Kevin LeBanc, get up here. Wow, Vigo Bjork growing yet again in the training camp development report. Plus strength, fighting, leadership, passing, and shooting accuracy. He is looking to be very good now at only 20 years of age, 3-star ability. So we'll see what he can do during the regular season. Anton Frundell growing as well, plus agility, stamina, bravery, passing, and face-offs. Nadeau growing a little bit. Ryabkin growing yet again with fighting, bravery, and hitting. So overall, seeing some very good growth out of our prospects, out of our young guys in general. Anyway, with that, I will end things off here. And the next one, we will start the Year 5 simulation with your Hamilton Tigers.